Hi, I'm Tug McGraw. You may remember me from the 1980 Phillies team that won the World Series, or you may remember me from that silly thing that I did with my glove.
Whoa. There's a terrible mistake going on here. I am Tug McGraw. You are Roger McDowell. 10 years ago, when we won the World Championship in Philadelphia, you were still pitching at Bowling Green University. Or were you bowling at Pitching Green University?
So what are you doing here?
Well, I'm here to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Phillies winning the World Championship in 1980. We're here to relive some of those glorious moments. I ask you, what are you doing here?
I really don't know, Tug, but I think they wanted Lenny, but his uniform was too dirty.
Little broken bat that may find a hole. Strawberry can't get it. And it rolls. Whoa. Can't get it. Here comes Dykes to the third. He's sending him. They're going to wave him home. Lenny Dykstra. Inside the park home run.
Now that's getting dirty. And this is the 1990 Phillies home companion. Our story begins as usual in sun-drenched Clearwater, Florida. But after a squabble between the players and owners postponed the opening of camp, there was the shortest spring training anyone could remember. And both sides were left trying to mend some fences.
How you doing? How much money you got on you?
About 100.
Hey, do you?
This one, no.
No, you. How much you got?
No money.
No, I don't want, I'm not going to charge for this. I just need a hot dog.
A hot dog. I'll get you one then.
You will? All right, mustard, ketchup, and mayonnaise.
The shortened spring made it extra tough for rookies, including rookie announcers, more used to the view from third base.
Makes it so much easier to pitch.
And he hits one deep to left field. It is gone! A home run, and the Phillies are going to win it. Campusano in the ninth inning. A 3-run homer. Now, if that doesn't excite you, I don't know what does.
So while Mike Schmidt was stirring things up in the booth, the heir to his throne was getting a little extra tutelage at the hot corner. Charlie Hayes had inherited the Phillies' third base job after Schmidt retired. And now John Vukovich and Larry Boa were trying to help Charlie fill those really big shoes.
Sure, because you're on balance. You're a big man.
Where is he? Just don't want him to forget. I'm starving to death. We got rabbit food in there, you know, lettuce, carrots.
We got a sausage and pepper sandwich if you want it.
Oh, I don't like peppers, thanks though.
What's that old saying? Beggars can't be choosers? Some of the guys were quite content with a little pepper, but Roger held out for that hot dog.
Thanks, sir.
All right, I'll catch you later.
All right, thanks, baby. My hot dog, man.
But there is more to spring training than developing the palate. In fact, you might say this was a team starving to move up in the standings after 2 straight last-place finishes. Heading north, there were the usual question marks, but also a feeling that maybe the new-look Phils might finally be on the upswing. So after opening day was delayed a week because of the lockout, one of the big question marks was the Phils' leadoff hitter. After sitting out the first 5 games with sore ribs, Lenny Dykstra wasted no time providing the answer.
So I guess Lenny is ready. Another hit for Dykstra. 4 for 4 is Lenny Dykstra. What a return to the lineup by Lenny.
And the thing about Lenny, when he got on base, you knew he was thinking of only one thing: getting dirty. Now, you talk about question marks. Dennis Cook was like a spot starter, long reliever. Well, all he did was shut out the Cards for 8 innings.
Got him with a breaking ball.
Now, here's the part I like. Even though Cook was only 1 out away from a complete game shutout, in came the closer, Roger McDowell.
Bouncing ball back to McDowell. This game is over. Phillies win it by a score of 4-0.
Boy, when the season got underway this year, you were awesome. Every time the Phillies were in trouble, there was Roger McDowell to come in and save the game. It was unbelievable. I think you were leading the league in saves there for a while. For sure you were going to make the All-Star team, and I
Stop right there. I never have made an All-Star team.
You've never made an All-Star team, ever?
Little League.
Little League? I didn't know that. I'm sorry, I didn't. You'll make one of these years, you'll make the All-Star
team,
team, all right?
I don't think it would have really mattered because at the beginning of the season, even when I was going so well, it seemed like Lenny was making all the headlines anyway.
So no matter what you would have done, Lenny was getting all the credit because he was hitting 400.
About 420.
You know, I had a similar experience in 1980, second half of the season. Every time there was a save situation, every time the game was on the line, bam, I was there. But the headlines, everything. The headlines, was it me saving games? No. It was some third baseman hitting home runs, stealing bases, taking all the credit.
Who was that?
Who was that? Who was that? Who wants to know who was that? That was Mr. Cool, Mr. Everything, Mr. Suave, Michael, Jack. Just to illustrate my point, on the last weekend of the 1980 season, check out the headline. We needed one more win in Montreal to clinch the division, but we were down to our last out, trailing by a run with Bob Boone pitch hitting against Woody Fryman.
Base hit to center field. Bake McBride rounding third. He stumbles, but he's still going to score. Tie ball game.
So guess who comes up into 10th with a runner aboard?
Long drive. Watch that, baby. Way out of here. Home run. Mike Smith.
All right, never mind the headlines. I figured let's just save the game and get on with the celebration.
Struck him out.
It was our 4th division crown in 5 years, and by this time people were used to me going a little nuts out there. But hey, if you think I was a little crazy, how about these guys, presenting the many faces of Lenny Dykstra and John Kruk.
So it's up to Carmelo Martinez here with the bases loaded and 1 out. He'll try to get 1 airborne. Carmelo came in for Ricky Jordan, who had to leave the game with a stomach problem. And Martinez is 1 for 1. Dykstra at third, Kerr at second, Hayes at first. Breaking ball hit to deep left field, and this is a grand slam by Carmelo Martinez.
So what was Ricky Jordan thinking as he watched his replacement round those bases? Well, maybe that old baseball legend came to mind. You know, the one about Wally Pipp, the Yankee first baseman who took a day off and was replaced by Lou Gehrig, who then didn't miss a game for the next 14 years. I guess Ricky wanted to make sure he was no Wally Pipp.
Ricky Jordan hits the Dodgers well, has a chance to do some damage here.
Ball drive, watch that, baby. This is a grand slam. Home run, Ricky Jordan. And the Phillies have taken a 9-5 lead here in the bottom of the 7th.
Thanks to Ricky's slam, the Phils were still in second place, right in the thick of it when they took off for Houston in early May. Now, that's too early to be thinking about pennant, I admit. But you say Houston to me, and I'm thinking one thing. 1980 National League playoffs, Phils versus Astros. Possibly the best league championship ever played. And sure enough, someone pulled out an old video of that series in the Phils clubhouse. Game 4, extra innings.
Driven to left field, hard hit ball down into the corner. That ball one hops against the fence. Here comes Pete Rose digging around third. He's going to keep right on going. Here's the play at the plate. He scores!
Pete's the only guy to get by with something like that. Anybody else, the guy would have caught it and they'd been made a fool out of. But Pete he's got that luck charm in his back pocket.
But to old-timers like Bo and Vuk, the top of the 8th inning in the 5th and final game has to be the most memorable inning in Phillies history.
5-2, Nolan Ryan. 112-9 career record going into the 8th inning leading. Didn't look very good, did it, Pee Wee?
No, and Mophead came up, and I was the first hitter, and he said, if you get on, we're going to win. Everybody heard it.
Oh, a line drive, base hit, left center field. Larry leads off the Phillies' 8th with a single. Phillies' 6th hit off Ryan. So Bo is a base runner. That'll bring on Bob Boone. 5-2 Houston. Bo at first base, nobody out. Boone will be followed by Greg Gross. Off the glove of Ryan, and it's going to be safe all around. Phillies have 2 men on base and nobody out in the 8th inning. So the Phillies coming right back. 5-2 Houston leads. Gross a bunt. It's a good one. Nolan Ryan, no play anywhere. A bunt single. Greg Gross and the Phillies have him loaded. Nobody out. Greg Gross a bunt base hit. And the Phillies fighting to come back.
There's only one mop
hit.
Pete Rose, the batter, is struck out, singled, line back to the mound. 3-2 pitch. Wide ball, Corey walked him. Boa comes in to score. It's a 5-3 ball game. Bases still loaded. Now to the dugout comes Bill Burton. Sam Vito coming on. The Phillies are going to counter with Keith Moreland making his first appearance in League Championship Series play. Little bouncing ball tapped towards second. The throw to second base. They got a force on Pete Rose at second. Coming in to score Bob Boone, and it's a 5-4 ball game. And Mike Schmidt will be the batter. And is called out on strikes on a fastball on the outside corner. 2 down in the 8th inning, and Del Unser coming out to pinch hit. A base hit to right center field. Phillies have tied it. Aviles on his way to third. Del Unser a pinch single, and this is a 5-5 ball game. What a comeback by the Phils, down 5-2 to Nolan Ryan, but a big pinch single by Del Unser. A 5-5 ball game, 8th inning.
And this guy will be tough. Manny Trio has had a good playoff.
He has had an excellent playoff. He's 2 out of 3 today. A 1-strike pitch. Trio, a line drive, fair ball, left field line. Aviles scores. There's Del Unser being waved around. He's gonna score. Manny Trio at third, a triple. Phillies lead at 7-5. What a comeback by this great bunch of Phillies. Nolan Ryan, a pitcher who has been brilliant in these situations, but this club just does not die.
That must have been a lot of fun, huh, Tug?
Fun? You don't know the meaning of the word fun. In this town, it was the first Phillies pennant in 30 years. They were parading down Broad Street. Banners everywhere, all over the buildings. Ticker tape parade. People were dancing in the streets. It was unbelievable. What? What?
One thing.
What?
You scored those 5 runs in the 8th off of Nolan Ryan.
That's right. Nolan Ryan, the great strikeout king of the world. We kicked him right out of the game. Gone. History.
Made the score 7-5, right?
7-5. That's right. We came back.
You came in to get the save.
I was right there. What?
How come it says here the final score was 8-7?
Yeah. Well, you know, a couple flares, broken bat, base hit, a little bad luck. What can I tell you? Hey, don't worry about that 8-7 score. The thing you got to remember is you got to make people forget the games you blow and only remember the games you save. That's a good relief pitcher.
Well, Tug, I totally agree with you on that, but here in 1990, we do things a little bit differently. We make pitchers accountable for the things that they do on the field as well as off the field.
All rise. Judge Roger McDowell.
I know you've been sworn in. Read your complaints, gentlemen. Don Carmen, EPS. Embarrassment of the pitching staff. Overswinging a 3-1 pitch and missing. Then slamming bat on plate. Ken Howell. 5-5 versus Dodgers, minus $3, one for each wild pitch. Guilty. Daryl Knowles. The first count is tripping on the way out the mound. You pleaded guilty.
Yep. We're gonna get to you, Judge.
Judge was perfect.
Judge was perfect this week. Check the books.
Who does the book?
Me.
The managers are at the mercy of the fates tonight.
Hayes hit to right field. Ruby Brooks scores. Here comes Sharperson. The throw to the plate. He's safe there. Going to second is Alfredo Griffin.
And Cookie gets the ground on one. He socked it. Out of here. It is indeed. Phillies lead the Dodgers 4-3 on Cook's first Major League home run. Now Daniels gives it a ride. He's got himself a slam. One pitch from Don Carmen and a grand slam home run, and the Dodgers lead 8-5.
One out in the ninth inning of a 10-10 ball game. That's a double play ball. Somwell to Griffin. And it goes into the Phillies dugout, and 2 runs will score. Swinging away, and he gets a hit in the gap to right center field. 1 run's gonna score. Here comes the tying run to the plate, and he's safe. Now it's tied at 12 with the winning run at third base. This will be the ball game.
No!
The runner's hold. He didn't tag. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it either.
Here is Booker batting for the 3rd straight inning, and he's 2 for 2. Booker came in the game in the 8th. He hits one to open spaces in right center. Extra bases for Booker. Crux scores. McDowell scores. Play to third base late. It's a triple. The Phillies have picked up 3 to lead it 15-12.
For those of us who stayed up till 3 in the morning watching this one, it was hard to think of it as just another game in May. And then when the Phils came home the next week with a chance to move into first, well, no one wanted to hear it's still early.
Oh, Hayes is hit by a pitch ball. 3-2 pitch, breaking ball, hit in the air to left field. Lonnie Smith comes on. Bumps the ball! He bumps the ball! The Phillies have 2 men on base and run out here in the 8th. Pitch to Charlie Hayes. Swing a long drive! Deep left center! This ball's out of here! Home run! Charlie Hayes! And the Phillies have taken a 5-3 lead here in the bottom of the 8th.
Okay. So it didn't last. But Charlie Hayes was going to make sure he savored the moment.
Fields, first place.
Mike Schmidt night tonight. It says in the Constitution not allowed to sign autographs on Mike Schmidt night.
More than 56,000 showed up at the Vet, and Schmitty wore a little tribute to an absent friend. Among those who came were baseball's greatest home run hitter and the Phillies' greatest left-handed starting pitcher.
Tonight, we have gathered to pay tribute to the greatest third baseman who ever played this beautiful game. And what a personal thrill for me, for over 500 times, to say, swing and a long drive, out of here, Michael Jack Schmidt.
I just couldn't resist. And I guess Schmitty couldn't resist rekindling a sweet old memory. It was a touching night for all of us, and the plaudits just kept pouring in.
And he certainly is as good as any player I ever played against. I mean, Mike Schmidt won't come down the line for many, many years again. There's not too many Mike Schmidts out there.
Never again to be worn by a Phillies player. The retirement of number 20 worn by Michael Jack Schmidt. I'll always miss the goosebumps that I got when you cheered me. I've collected 18 years of those goosebumps. I don't know where life's going to lead, but the Phillies and Philadelphia will forever hold a very special place in my heart. Thank you all. God bless you. Thank you all.
A couple of weeks ago on the cover of Sports Illustrated, our next guest, formerly of the New York Mets, there it is, and then he was hitting about 408 or something like that. He is currently the leading hitter in baseball. His average is now 384. He also leads his team, the Phillies, in stolen bases, and recently this man had a 23-game hitting streak. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Lenny Dykstra.
Right here. I know you're gonna dig this. Glove by Lenny Dykstra, the runner tagging, the throw to the plate. He is out at home plate. Lenny Dykstra, brilliant diving catch. Lenny Dykstra, great catch against the fence. Great catch by Lenny Dykstra. What a catch by Lenny Dykstra. There goes Lenny Dykstra. There he goes. Stolen base, Dykstra. Rounding third is Dykstra. He'll score. Dykstra scores. Dykstra will score.
Get along well with your teammates, and what do they call you? They call you...
Some call me Bart. I guess because Bart Simpson says dude all the time. I call everyone dude, you know. Like.
And do you look a little like Bart Simpson? Do you think maybe...
Mets fans, no doubt, would have rather seen Lenny's league-leading average in their lineup. But by the time of this late June series, the Phillies had slipped into a third-place tie with the Mets, and it was up to Kenny Howell, the Phillies ace with an 8-3 record, to keep them from slipping into fourth.
Way down the right field line is Hayes to try to get the runners.
It was what you might call an unqualified disaster, as Howell's throwing error helped the Mets to an easy 5-1 win.
Here he comes.
And I think he's going to make the change here. So this will be the shortest stint of the year for Ken Howell.
The next night wasn't exactly a breather. Considering how hard Doc Gooden throws, it ought to be illegal for him to throw a curveball this nasty.
Dykstra called out on strikes on a curveball.
Not a very happy homecoming for Lenny. The Phillies were now in fourth place, just 2 games over 500. But the next day our favorite closer came on to save the day. Phillies trying to avoid a sweep, clinging to a 5-3 ninth-inning lead.
That's up to Roger McDowell.
The guy at the end gets the glory.
It's 5-4. Phil's lead down to a run, still nobody out. High fly into center field. So that's one big out.
Plus, it's exciting. It's more exciting. It's the tension, the responsibility, and the pressure.
Struck him out. He chased a slider. That's a big strikeout for McDowell. 2 down, the batter, Tim Tupple.
I just have fun with situations that it's a pressure cooker. When I do have a bad game, I have an opportunity the very next day to be the hero.
Manager Nick Leva was looking everywhere for a hero, but for a while, there were none to be found.
Go ahead, you gotta go, you gotta go, you gotta go!
And when things are going bad, Ron Jones, who spent a year recovering from a crippling knee injury, went down with yet another.
Oh, this poor kid. Unbelievable. It's his other knee. What a shame.
He doesn't see it. Carmelo's in trouble. Oh, how about that? So more bad news for the Phillies as they have completed an all-losing road trip.
And Wheels, that's just how things are going.
All right, enough already. There are other ways for a closer to help a ball club out of a slump than by just getting batters out. We're talking morale here, and no one knows morale better than Roger McDowell.
Best hitting. Get out of here. That's Lenny. A little Matt.
But when it comes to batting practice, these pitchers mean business. I like to pitch BP every now and then, you know, see how the old Scroogie's doing. Challenge the guys a little bit.
Oh, Roger!
But little did I know, the Phillies have some modern-day Babe Ruths on their pitching staff.
Wait a minute! Wait a minute!
Base hit, double down the line! DC has regrouped!
No!
Like it, Ivan? I see you, baby.
See, Carmen? That's how you swing it, Carmen.
I see you, baby.
Get the cameras rolling because I'm going to make it happen.
We might be. Base hit, Carmen.
Run that back, video. Put that back on.
Oh, is he loose?
He's hot. He's hot. That's what he is. The man can race.
You know he's going to think about me pitch hitting now. You know he's going to think about it.
Run that back, video. Put that back on.
Von Hayes with a brainstorm.
Don't forget about this Saturday. Give away Pretzel Sunglass Day.
Yeah, well, maybe you better stick to hitting, Von.
Ride to deep right field. This ball is out of here. And the Phillies have won the ball game 6-4 in the bottom half of the ninth inning. A two-run homer for Hayes.
There's no better crowd pleaser than a game-winning homer, but the Phillies designated this the Year of the Fan and made a conscious effort to reach out and show their appreciation.
You're the fan, baby. You're the fan.
Well, we all know Roger's going to ham it up every chance he gets. But a more reserved player like Dickie Thon prefers to let his bat do the talking. Thon's loudest blow came in late July, with the Phillies still looking for their first hit off the Mets' Frank Viola.
Fly ball, left field, hit well, McReynolds, home run! Home run! Grand slam home run! Dickie Thon! And the Phillies lead it 5-3. I don't believe it.
Court will come to order.
Raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you, Doug Harvey. You're sworn in.
Joe Baber, $5 embarrassment to the pitching staff for being a former Brave.
Wait a minute, you just changed that. I'm allowed. Oh, it's not allowed to do that. You said on the...
Fraternizing with 3 pitchers on Braves staff.
Guilty. Who was the witness? Ruffin?
I'll be a witness.
You Benedicto.
Your Honor, I accuse Don Carmen of eating donuts in the bullpen. Chocolate donuts.
Guilty.
Darrell Knowles. Oh, this is at Cincinnati. Heard on bench. This is embarrassment to the pitching staff, embarrassment to the coaching staff. Saying about Ricky Jordan, quote, he either swings at the first pitch or takes it.
Yo, Roger, you're kind of tough judge on those guys, weren't you?
Well, sometimes, and I think the need is there at times. Keep the concentration level up during the course of the season. Plus, it's all in good fun. We have a party at the end of the year.
Yeah.
I've been reading about your 1980 World Series championship.
Fun. That's fun.
The 5th game.
Yeah.
The 9th inning.
Oh.
You, Tug McGraw, walked the leadoff hitter.
Oh.
As a matter of fact, 2 days consecutively, you loaded the bases full of Kansas City Royals. But the only thing that I could fine you for, and I can fine you, would be the leadoff walk in that 5th game.
How much is that?
$1.
$1?
$1.
Isn't there a statute of limitations on these things? Here's your $1. You know what you can do with it, too.
Thank you.
Okay, but hey, you walk the bases loaded. So what? Look how exciting it makes it for the fans. You know, you got to make the fans get their money's worth.
Well, another thing that we try to keep away from is embarrassing the pitching staff, and you held this up during the parade.
Yes, I held it up in front of 2 million people. We were rejoicing. I'd do it again in a minute. It was the happiest moment in my life. In fact, I did do it again when the 1980 Phillies came back to the Vet in August for our 10-year reunion, and the memories came streaming back.
Gary Knox and Wysandra. Manny Trio. The Bull, Greg Luzinski. Lefty Carton, Big Steve, and Wipeout.
It was a treat for us to be there, and from the sound of things, a lot of these fans hadn't forgotten that team. But there was another kind of history in the making that night as the Pirates' Doug Drabek, on his way to a Cy Young Award season, cruised into the 8th inning without allowing a Phillies base hit.
Truck, lead, makes the play. Oh my God.
Jose Lean's gem preserved the no-hitter into the ninth, and the final shootout featured Sil Campusano against Drabek.
The 3-2 pitch, swing and a line drive hit to right center field. I can't believe it. Sil Campusano has signaled to right center with 2 outs in the 9th inning to break up a no-hit bid by Doug Drabek.
No-hitter? Gone.
Drabek pitched a whale of a ball game and made it very exciting. I might add a little side note here. It's been reported out of Atlanta by the Atlanta Constitution just recently that the Phillies and Braves have gotten together on a 5-player deal. You heard it here.
This rumor turned out to be true, and on August 4th, 1990, the Dale Murphy era began in Philadelphia.
Oh, move back, please. He's late. Dale, welcome to Philadelphia.
Thank you.
In his first day as a Phil, everyone wanted a piece of Murph.
Fucking head.
Hey, we say this.
He must have felt a little like a politician, shaking hands with everyone in sight.
Yeah, Bill, give me that, please.
Hold on, guys.
Including a giant green mascot. But Murph had to share the spotlight this night because the 80 Phillies were back to play an old-timers game. And another guy who hit a few home runs in a Phillies uniform was taking his cuts.
High fly to the outfield. This should be deep enough to score McBride. Ralph Garr makes the catch. Here comes Bake McBride. A sacrifice fly for Mike Schmidt. And the 1980 World Champions lead 1-0.
It's been a long time since Dallas Green made out that lineup card, but it's nice to know he still remembered who to call on to protect the lead.
Right back to McGraw. He's got it. Over to Archer. The Phillies win it.
Let me tell you, this lifting Schmitty business is getting harder and harder. But anything for an excuse to go back and relive 1980. It was only the third World Series in Phillies history and the first ever at the Vet. A record crowd of more than 65,000 was going nuts from the start. But rookie pitcher Bob Walk dug himself a 4-run hole. Then somebody forgot to tell Larry Boa you're not supposed to steal down 4-0. And suddenly, it was shake and bake time for the Phils.
Well hit, right field, way back, home run.
Bake McBride gave the Phils a 5-4 lead. And, well, you know the rest of this chapter. In case you were wondering what all the fuss was about, the Phillies hadn't won a World Series game in 65 years. The next night, we were down 2 in the 8th, but we had the National League and World Series MVP.
Hard now, going back, that's going to be off the wall. It is. Bake McBride digging hard. They're going to try to score him. Here's the throw. Not in time.
We also had the Cy Young Award winner, Steve Carlton.
But it's 3-2 once again, and 2 out there on the move. He got him.
Lefty racked up his first ever World Series win, and it was on to Kansas City with a 2-game lead. In case you forget this guy, here's a hint. He won the AL batting crown this year, 1990, as well as that year, 1980. Dick Ruthven's one guy who won't forget George Brett.
Well hit. This ball may be out of here. It is 1-0. Listen to this crowd.
If it was any consolation, Brett hit a measly .390 that season. But after KC won Game 3 and took a big lead the next day, there came what many consider the turning point of the series.
I remember LC giving up a couple knocks, and you were saying, now go get him, man. Go get him now. We're going to win this game.
Yeah, but do you remember what you told me?
Yeah, I think I remember what I told you.
Tell me what you said, because I'm going to tell you word for word what you said.
I think I said, I'm going to knock somebody on their butt.
You said somebody is going down is what you told me.
Well, Dickie Knowles made good on his promise. The guy going down just happened to be George Brett. And though the Royals evened the series, it just might have fired up the Phils.
Royals lead, 3-2. Hot smash, pass Aiken, into right field. Schmidt can run. He's rounding hard. He's rounding third. They're going to try to score him. Here comes the throw. They'll not get him. We're tied. Trio's the batter with a count of 2 strikes. Off the ground. Brett will have to make the play. Not in time. It's 4-3 Philadelphia. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases loaded. 4-3. Bottom of the 9th. Phillies leading. Struck him out.
See, Raj? No one remembers those 3 walks. Only the W.
The Phillies defeat the Kansas City Royals by the score of 4-3.
Fittingly, the clincher was left up to Lefty.
Ballpark, and this town has just been waiting for their Philadelphia Phillies. They are really up. Struck him out 10 times. Out on strikes, Willie Wilson.
With a little help from his friend.
Schmidt really rivalous. He continues to have an excellent series with the glove and the bat. Now has 7 runs batted for the series.
And finally, what every reliever dreams about.
It's popped up.
Something like that happens, you figure, hey, maybe it's finally our turn. The first and only World Series crown in Phillies history. And here comes Schmitty. And now we go back to those not-so-halcyon days of losing streaks and low-flying kite men. For nearly 4 decades, one man called all the balls strikes and crash landings.
Hi, everybody. Bye, Sam from Brett Stadium. Along with Rich Ashburn and Harry Callis, we'll be sending you the story with a lot of baseball action today. Well, here's the big boy, Greg Blazinski, coming out. There's a ball to left, another hit. Here comes Unserhall. What do you know?
Finally, By Sam got his day in the sun as this year's winner of the prestigious Ford Frick Award.
We did lose a lot of games. Of course, my club finished last a lot of times, but we never even won a game here, whoever we played. But thank you for this award.
And now for Richie Ashburn and Harry Callis, By Sam saying so long. This is the Phillies Baseball Network.
Jose De Jesus moving into the bottom of the ninth. He has a 2-hit shutout.
It's every general manager's dream, I guess, trading a utility player you think you can replace, say Steve Jeltz, for a strong young pitcher who blossoms into a big league starter, say Jose De Jesus. When Lee Thomas made the deal in spring training, he knew De Jesus had a history of wildness in the Royals minor league system. But Thomas is a big believer in stockpiling young pitchers, so he not only got De Jesus, he also plucked Darryl Ackerfelds from the Texas Rangers in a straight cash deal. Now, this may not be dream-come-true stuff quite yet, but Ackerfelds won 5 games and held opposing batters to a .201 average.
He struck him out, and the Phillies have won the ball game by a score of 2-1. Ackerfelds wins his second game in as many nights.
And as for De Jesus, well, aside from wearing his hat so low that people asked, Jose, can you see? The rookie turned out to be a Met killer, going 3-0 against New York and showing enough promise to keep the dream alive.
Throws him out. What a great job by Jose De Jesus.
In an up-and-down season, these Phillies established themselves as a team that would definitely go the distance.
Dugouts start to empty. Both dugouts are empty. Here they go.
Fighting Phils. It's a tough team to beat. They're out to win every day. Every victory is sweet. Watch them hit that ball a mile. Play a game that's packed with thrills. Get powder, bring your mother, sister, and your brother. Come out and see the fighting Phils. The fighting Phils.
Well, I don't know, now he's spitting on him. Ooh, look at the spit flying. You see it on the monitor. Oh, they're close. This is a good one. This will make this week in baseball.
With the help of Rick Dempsey, Lenny gave yet a new meaning to getting dirty.
Dempsey going after Lenny Dykstra. All of a sudden there were words exchanged at home plate, and Dempsey taking a poke at Lenny Dykstra.
Doc Gooden leads off the inning, and he's hit, and he charges the mound.
Fighting Phils. It's a tough team to beat. They're out to win every day. Every victory is sweet. Just watch them hit. Wow, that ball goes a mile. Play a game that's packed with thrills. Get pot, bring your mother, sister, and your brother. Come out and see the fighting Phils. The fighting Phils.
Yo, Roger,
hardcore there. I didn't see you in there mixing up all the action. Where were you out there?
Well, the Mets are my old teammates, and...
Well, I know that's no excuse, though. I know I used to play for the Mets, too, but when you change teams, you change loyalties. You didn't have any problem last year with Greg Jeffries. Huh? It's like, what's going on here in baseball today? You go to the ballpark and a fight breaks out. It's a wrestling match or something, you know?
I know what you mean. I didn't know what was going on. I was going, is this the WWF?
I know. I mean, Darren Dalton looked like he was back in the state wrestling championships at Kansas.
Baseball, hot dogs, and Hulk Hogan.
Well, Dalton chose baseball over wrestling, and now he's contributing to the ever-growing Phillies family.
This is the Zach man. I think he's batting cleanup today, be catching. He was nervous last night because he didn't get any sleep. I think he's been nervous every night.
Darren turned out to be a walking advertisement for fatherhood, turning in by far his best year in the majors.
Here's the pitch to Dalton. Swing and a drive to deep right. This ball is out of here. Home run, Darren Dalton.
Hitting .268 with 12 homers and throwing out 39% of base stealers.
Oh, on the money, out at second base.
The Dalton gang was acquiring disciples. There must be something to that Zach factor after all.
Well, we move to the seventh inning with the Phillies leading 6-0, and Terry Mulholland pitching the game of his life. He has been perfect through 6 innings. 2-2 pitch hit on the ground. Charlie Hayes cuts it off to his left, throws, struck, was pulled off the bag, and it'll be an error on Charlie Hayes. The perfect game is finished, but the no-hitter's still on the line. 0-1 to Bate. Now the pitch to him. Swing, ground ball, hit to third base. Charlie Hayes has it. He throws. That's 1 out here in the 9th. Terry Mulholland is 2 outs away from a no-hit, no-run game. The 1-strike pitch. Swing, bouncing balls, tapped to short. Bond will have to hurry. He got him. Mulholland is 1 out away from a no-hit, no-run game. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Line drive, great grab. Charlie Hayes spears it, and Mulholland has pitched a no-hit, no-run game at Veterans Stadium, the first 9-inning no-hitter in the history of the bat. Can you believe it?
Terry. Oh, you got a curtain call, man. You got a curtain call, baby.
Did you get to see the game? Oh, was it? Oh, great.
Yeah, they're my old teammates, but they're also one of another national teams we got to face.
Facing the Giants. There it is. 1.
Meanwhile, Charlie Hayes got himself a little memento from that game and a reminder of just how far he'd come in his first full big league season at third base. Even the toughest critics were becoming believers.
Well, you know, I love the way Charlie regroups himself and comes over the top. That's the key for third baseman.
Hayes finished third among National League third basemen in fielding.
Hit hard. Charlie Hayes with a great play. He's going to come to the plate.
At age 25, Charlie Hayes is feeling right at home at the hot corner.
High chop to Martinez, and that'll retire the side. We go to the 9th inning with the score, Los Angeles 11 and the Phillies 3.
I said, oh, my God, Cincinnati lost today. We're going to pick up a game. I was so very, very happy. And I was sitting in that dugout with all the confidence that a man could possess. And then, all of a sudden, it happened.
should be a double play ball that goes right through the breadbasket of Offerman, and the Phillies have runners at first and third.
We were down by about 8 or 9 runs, and I do believe you making the call that, dang, this game's going to be a long game. We're never going to make it back to the hotel by midnight in time for room service. What was your gut feeling at that time, John?
Empty. My gut was empty.
A lot of suspense on this pitch, Wade.
Oh, he's got to give him a fastball. That's a 6-run lead.
Fastball hit up the middle. Looked like he had an ejection button in his glove. Line drive, that's a fair ball going all the way to the corner. Collins scores, Nieto scores, Hayes stops at third. Murphy at second with a double, and all of a sudden it's an 11-8 game.
All of a sudden you're going to get a pinch hit appearance. Could you tell us about that?
We didn't have anyone left. Did you get in that game?
I wasn't in that game yet.
Oh, it was me or you?
John Kruk coming up as a pinch hitter for Roger McDowell. Long drive. This is going to tie the game. Can you believe it? A 3-run home run, and we are tied at 11 in the 9th inning, and that's going to send Tommy Lasorda.
I don't believe it.
For some rolling.
Naughty Johnny out of the penalty box for a 3-run Johnson to tie it for the Frightened Phils and just pave the way for another victory for us.
Yeah.
How do you do it?
Well,
good clean living?
Yeah.
Slammed into left center field as extra bases. Booker's going to score. Martinez at second with a double. And the Phillies lead it 12-11 here in the 9th inning.
That bench is going crazy.
Well, this seemed like it might be enough to push Tommy off his diet, and it gave Roger just the stuff for a stirring courtroom finale.
Your Honor, I'd like to bring up Lee Thomas on the fact that he left the game early in L.A. We were down by 8 runs in the 9th inning, and we came back and scored 9 runs to win, and he didn't come into the locker room and congratulate us. We found out that he went back to the hotel. I think there should be a charge on that. Don, could you call Lee Thomas in? You may sit up here, Mr. Thomas. Lee Thomas. The date, 8/18, 8/19 in Los Angeles. The charge, went back to hotel to sulk what was thought to be a massacre blowout. Minus $100.
Can I make a statement?
You may make a statement.
Tell us you're making a deal. If you were sitting there in the same place I was that night and watching that show that was going on, if you would have had the opportunity to leave like I did, you would have left also. Thank you.
All right.
Go!
Thank you.
What do you think of Murph, our new acquisition? What do you think of him?
Good man, honest man.
I'm so tired of hearing that. That dude, I ain't never heard so much good things heard about no one person in my whole life.
Murph's got the whole world in his hip pocket.
Is that because he hits home runs?
Because he hits home runs and don't talk about himself. Kind of not like me and you.
It's kind of the opposite of us. We talk about ourselves and don't hit no home runs.
That's right. That's all we do.
Well, don't ask Murph to tell you, but this was his 9th straight year with at least 20 homers, and the Phillies figure on penciling him in at cleanup for at least a couple of more.
Well hit and watch that baby way out of here. A tremendous home run, Dale Murphy.
At age 34, Murph's still looking for his first World Series appearance, and you can ask those guys in the bullpen. No one deserves it more.
Not since the days of Wilt the Stilt has a future star named Chamberlain so captivated Philly sports fans. standing nearly 7 feet tall even then, the Big Dipper was an over-the-rim sensation at Overbrook High before returning a decade later to lead the 76ers to an NBA crown. Now there's another Chamberlain who has Phillies fans all aglow. Picked up from the Pirates late in the 90s season, Wes Chamberlain looks like the biggest heist since the Brinks robbery. Oh sure, he's a little green in the outfield yet, but this Chamberlain can not only belt the ball a country mile, he can run like a locomotive. Wiley West has also been known to swipe a sack or two. From the Big Dipper to the Big Bopper, the name Chamberlain lives on in the hearts of Philly fans everywhere.
Come September, the Phillies turned an eye to future headlines, while their newly signed center fielder took dead aim on the batting crown. After leading for more than 3 months, Lenny's average fell to .325, which left him 4th in the race. But still, he led the league in on-base percentage and getting dirty. More good news for the Dalton clan and Phillies fans, as one of the National League's top catchers plans to pick up right where he left off. And best of all, the Phils have done some prospecting. And finally, there's gold in them thar hills. Darren Fletcher, catcher, left-handed hitter with some pop.
He smashes the ball fair down the right field line, going all the way to the corner. Fletcher will hold at second with a stand-up double.
Mickey Morandini ready to step in at second base.
Morandini with an ice cream cone. How about that?
So who's minding the mound beside Mulholland? Would you believe 4 rookies? DeJesus, the flamethrower.
And this one's over. The Phillies win it by a score of 2-1 behind the young 25-year-old Jose DeJesus.
Pat Combs, crafty lefty, learning the ropes.
Fly ball center field. This should be the ball game. Campusano squeezes it. Pat Combs has pitched a 4-hit shutout.
Tommy Green, a bonus in the Murphy trade with the Braves. And Jason Grimsley, up from Scranton, ready to stick in the bigs. No wonder the Phils can't wait to start getting dirty all over again.
Well, you know, Roger, all things considered, I'd have to say that it turned out to be a pretty decent season for the Phillies. And I can also tell you a little secret about finishing 4th.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. In 1980, we won the World Championship. In 1979, we finished 4th. Wow. Let me tell you a little bit more about the parade.
Ain't no stopping them now. They're on the move. Huh. Ain't no stopping them now. The Phillies got the groove. Huh. Ain't no stopping them now. They're on the move. Huh. Ain't no stopping them now. The Phillies got the groove. Huh. Yes, they do. There's been so many things that's held them down.
We were just driving down Broad Street. We're in the backs of these big flatbed trucks, and there were people everywhere. 2 million people lying in the streets. There was paper everywhere. You could hardly see your hand in front of your face. And banners. They had banners naming all the guys. Tug for president, Schmidt for president, Rose for president. So who won the presidency?
I know they've been held down before, but this year they refuse to be held down anymore. Well, and they won't let Kansas City stand in their way.
This has been a presentation of Halcyon Days Productions.